I remember it like it was yesterday. It was 1973. The month was March 5th to be exact. It was a beautiful day in my opinion. The grass was green and vibrant. The sky was a bright blue without a cloud in sight. And Edward's paintbook sparkled in the sunlight. I've had this journal for a long time, and at first, when my wife got it, it became more of a paperweight than anything else. But I decided to bring it out now since there seems to be something going on here. Recently, Sir Topham Hatt, who runs the railway, signed an agreement for this new nuclear power plant to be built alongside the branch line leading to Brendam. Of all the places they could have put it, they had to put it near the most beautiful line, in my opinion. That's going to majorly affect tourism around here, and that's probably why the big man signed that contract to take nuclear waste to and from the mainland. He's got to regain that money somehow. Anyway, besides that, nothing's changed. Diesels have also been coming more and more often to Vickerstown, while steam engines rarely take the trains. It's a damn shame that those engines didn't have a place like SODOR to stay. What else? Edward's doing fine, and he's got a similar opinion to me about the power plant. It's going to be an eyesore, but he does like the idea of doing more work. I'm writing this while we wait for the all clear at Wellsworth, so I'll keep this book in the cab if we spot anything else going on. Well, as I said, if something strange happened, I'd write about it, and it seems like I was right. While I was talking to Leonard about how his son's birthday went, we could hear the sirens blaring in the distance. At first we were terrified, but lucky for us, Edward needed to go light engine back to Nafford to pick up his next train. We threw Edward's throttle and we puffed down the line, seeing multiple firefighters speed past us when the line met the road side by side. Apparently, the sirens were coming from the power plant. Jesus, I hope that plant is torn down as soon as possible. When I got home this evening, I turned on the telly and found out that it was a drill, in case there was a containment breach. Gotta say, if they needed to do a drill where they had that many fire trucks, I don't think that plant's a safe thing to have on this island. God damn it, I knew this would happen. We were waiting patiently at Wellsworth for the rest of our passengers to board the train. Meanwhile, unknowns to me or Sydney, things were going wrong at the power plant. Shattering explosion boomed in the distance. The sky went dark and this huge cloud was visible in the distance. Me and Sydney were scared beyond belief. We couldn't comprehend what was going on. I helped him climb out of the cab window onto the roof to see what was going on. What he saw, there was terrifying. Sydney scampered back down as the passengers cleared the platform faster than I've ever seen before. We knew the shockwave would be coming fast. The guard blew his whistle. We released the brakes, hit the regulator, and pulled the whistle for dear life. Hoping to God that Cedric was still in the signal box, we sped out of the station at speed we'd never gone before. Thank God he was, because without him, we would have been killed. Edward tore down the line as his wheels pounded the rails fiercely. We soon saw Donald go in the opposite way, pulling the slow goods. Edward whispered and yelled for him to reverse, but it was too late. We found out later that he didn't make it out alive, neither did William or Colin in his cabin. We proceeded to push the old engine as far as we could, and steam erupting from his valves and gauges. We prepared for the worst as we rocketed through crossing. The shockwave finally hit us, and Jesus, it was strong. It caused the glass in the coaches to shatter and rock them side to side. Edward's pony truck also derailed because of some jammed bolts, but those things didn't stop us. We made it safely to Knapford and huddled everyone into the station buildings and offices. We heard on the radio that the entirety of Brendam was hit by the explosion and the death toll was unknown. I hope that Leonard got out of there alive, but that's a slim chance.
Good evening, I'm Dr. Stuart Bailey. I work for the Atomic Energy Authority. I've worked for the AEE for 10 years, 3 of which I spent at AEE Winfrith near Dorset. I'm joined by my colleagues, Dr. Middleton and Dr. Dalby, both of which are my junior. At about 2:30 this afternoon, that's July 4th, the power station at Lower Brendam suffered a widespread system failure. Of 4 reactors online, only 1 is currently operating. The plant is currently running on backup power, with staff attempting to remedy the problem. The amount of radiation vented, or if radiation has been vented at all, is currently unknown. Teams from the Atomic Energy Authority have been dispatched to Lower Brendam to take radiation readings. We urge the citizens of Western SODOR to stay in their homes until the state of emergency is lifted or an order to evacuate is given. Thank you.